Welcome back to the Karting channel, where in this one, I take on Teamsport Docklands for my second episode of the Heavyweight vs UK Karting series. Along my journey at Teamsport Docklands on the 12th of February, I discovered that I'm not actually a one-track merchant and I can take the heavyweight record at multiple tracks. That makes it 2 of 2 tracks I have the heavyweight record at so far. Can I make it a third at Teamsport Mitcham? But before we get to the racing, I'm going to show you a quick hot lap of this 800 metre circuit. Coming into turn 1 straight away, we have one of the fastest corners of the circuit, followed by a tricky left-hander for the second corner. The exit of turn 2 doesn't actually count as a corner, so we just have a small right kink followed by the middle straight of the circuit. Now follows a rapid up ramp coming into the fastest corner of the circuit, which is a double right-hand apex. Now for the rapid and daunting down ramp followed by a left-hand kink. Now follows a small straight into the typical S-bend section that Teamsport loves to use. Now for a more fun corner, which is on the easy side. Now onto the new final corner that Teamsport Docklands has decided to make for the electric carts. And that is a rapid top 10 hot lap of Teamsport Docklands. Now onto the racing. As soon as we leave the pit lane for the first session, the Iceman lets me and Harry Power racing through to see if we can make a funny TikTok. As you can see, me and Harry being absolute idiots as per usual, but in this session he just got absolutely gapped because of his awful kart, as it goes with rental karting. As I look behind, Harry's already about 3 kart lengths behind, so you can already see his kart is down on acceleration. Into turn 2 now, I have an abysmal amount of understeer. Let's hope that clears up towards the end of the session when the tyres warm up. Skipping forward a few laps now, I seem to have caught up to a few back markers, and I'm hoping to navigate them quickly as I'm aiming for the heavyweight track record. And of course I can't really set the record when I'm behind 3 drivers. That's now 1 driver down as I slot down his inside. Let's hope to go after this purple driver within 1 lap. As I glare behind for a single second, I can see the driver behind catching up to me astronomically, and that is just how it goes in rental karting. But the driver goes wide from turn 1, and that is me up another position. Throughout this short braking zone now, you can see that I've caught up to this driver by about 3 kart lengths. That's just down to me being more confident on the brakes and using the brake to rotate me through the corner. Coming into the final corner of the lap, I can see him going wide on entry, so I just go straight down his inside, and that is me navigating all 3 drivers. Now exactly 1 lap later, I've caught up to the Iceman once again, having problems with his kart, so he pulls off the racing line and lets me through. Now I've decided to pull off the racing line and let a rapid driver of the name Rudy cruise past. But that does bring the first session to a close. Now we've come into the pit lane and you can see that the driver ahead is Harry Power Racing. That means that his kart was absolutely abysmal. Coming into this session, I knew that I had a pretty bad kart and I knew I couldn't change it, so I decided to battle with the Iceman and his sister, which does lead to some pretty hilarious footage. As you can see, Viper goes pretty wide on the exit of the final corner, leading to me catching up. And once again she goes wayward through turn 2, leading to me figuring out that I'm quicker already. As all 3 of us come barreling into the S-bend section, I accidentally tap Viper's rear end, which ultimately causes me to have an awful exit. can see over the past few corners that I get a better exit than Viper. I just can't seem to find a good weakness in her driving for me to overtake her. I do think about a move down the inside of the ramp, but I ultimately think it's a bit too dangerous. Now I keep sticking my nose down the inside of corners, which is making me want to go for a move. After not being able to find a way past Viper for a few laps, I decided to let the Iceman go after her. And just look how big of a gap the Iceman and Viper pull away from me. This is going to be a recurring issue throughout this series. Due to their aggressive battling, I've managed to catch up pretty quickly, but Viper decides to let Iceman through and I tried to capitalise. Now I'm going to see the gap open and I'm going to go down the inside, but I mess up under braking, but the Iceman gets stuck behind me, so that's me making 2 positions up in about 10 seconds. I'm now going to let Rudy cruise past once again to see if I can learn from him. And just look at that massive gap he pulls on the straight. That's a mix of my bad kart and our weight gap. Now I decide to let the Iceman through to see if I can learn from him now. Now you can see a massive amount of time I've managed to gain on the corner entry and stay equal with him on the exit. That is one of the corners where I'm stronger than him. Now I'm going to decide to let another driver through in Kart 22, which is a rocket on this night. The Iceman for some reason decides to let me through once again. You can just see the massive gap that Kart 22 has pulled on the straight, which is absolutely unreal. Despite making a mistake through this section, it is still one of my strongest sections, and under braking I gain a huge amount of time, but on the back straight he just pulls a massive gap. But just one lap after my session ends, now onto the third one. In this session, the kart gods gifted me an absolute rocket of a kart. Let's see if I can break that record in this car. If you just heard me celebrating under my helmet, yeah, that's how good this kart felt as soon as it came out of the pit lane. I've already caught up to my first victim in this car, and I just send it down the inside of the down ramp. And for some reason this back marker decides to brake on the apex. But I wasn't really planning on waiting around for too long, and I just sent it down the inside. Now onto the competitor over my heavyweight record. Can I catch him and pass him? Let's see. Down that middle straight there, the kart didn't seem as powerful, but when we came upstairs, this kart was rapid. And he spots me behind him in the quick kart, and he decides to let me through. Now, can I catch up to Rudy? No, I couldn't catch up to Rudy, but I did catch up to the orange suited driver from earlier. How quick can I pass him? As I've taken the shorter line to turn 2, I managed to beat him to the apex and then I get past him. Now I've caught up to a standard Teamsport suit driver. Can I catch him and pass him? We do stay about equal on the straight, but I do catch up a lot through the corners. I saw just the slightest gap down the inside of the down ramp and I just decided to send it. This here is my record breaking lap. Let's see how fast it is. That there was a 42.798, an almost perfect lap, I must say so myself. It was perfect enough to smash the heavyweight record by 3 whole tenths. Can I do that at Teamsport Mitcham though? That will be my next visit, hoping to break that 39.0 mark. Yes, that was a mouse. How have I just killed a mouse? Let's just watch that in slow motion real quick. Luckily, there wasn't any blood in that incident, but I didn't mean to actually kill that mouse. So don't come after me saying that I purposely ran over that mouse, because I know there will be some people in the comment section that do that. So yes, I did not try to kill that mouse. But moving on from that tragic incident, I've caught up to what seems to be a heavyweight. Let's see how quickly I can navigate him. At this point I got very confused because I thought he was letting me pass, so I go for a switchback, but he cut to cross. But the red flags come out, so I do apologise and we move on. Sorry. He lets me through and I say my thank yous and I just disappear with this absolute rocket of a car. Can I set a quicker time though with the remaining 3 laps left? My answer to that question? No. I couldn't improve because I had literally 0 tyre temperature after that 3-minute red flag. Apparently there was a small slit in these tyres which caused me to have barely any grip until the car gets warmed up. But that yellow flag there means only one thing, that my sessions have come to an end for this night. This has been the second episode of my Heavyweight vs UK Karting series. The first episode came to you from Teamsport Edmonton, this second episode, Teamsport Docklands, and the third episode will come to you from Teamsport Mitcham. I want to thank you guys a lot for watching this video so far. If you have been through this, can you please go and watch the first episode. But my name is Caleb, or K Karting.